goes to Brooke, Miss Eco International 2025. Kasi nga, wala nang gustong pumasok sa langgam.
Wow!
Good morning!
Mga kapatid, palakpakan po natin our Miss Eco International 2025 Queen, Miss Alexie Brooks. Good morning, Alexie.
Diba?
Grabe.
So beautiful. Una sa lahat, Alexie, congratulations. How does it feel to be the third Filipina to ever win the Miss Eco International?
After Kathleen Patton to and si
Yes.
Cynthia Tomalia.
Oh, good morning.
Yes.
Again,
Maayong ugto.
Maayong aga.
Maayong
Ay,
aga.
So I was like very happy, of course, that I won. Not only the fact that I got to bring home the third crown for the Philippines, it was actually the first time in 10 years that Miss Eco have a winner that is someone with woman of color. So I think it was such a representation. Yeah. So it was such a message of representation to people that women is diverse and so is beauty. So parang it was more than just a crown for me. It was more than just, bringing home the crown and making my own countrymen proud of me. It was more about all the women that's watching, that's making them know and feel that, wherever you came from or whoever you are, your dreams are valid.
Yes.
Wow, what a beauty. Parang nasa Q&A pa rin.
I turned 24 na po. 24! Lord, nakalimutan ko na kung anong pakiramdam ng 24.
Nagawa natin yung 24.
Well, 5 years old na si Kai. I have to say, I love the hair.
Oo, ganda.
Kasi on the videos, you had longer hair.
Yes.
When did you cut this? Right before the pageant?
I actually had my short hair for almost 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Ganda.
I love it.
Galing.
Thank you.
And alam mong ang dami mong may inspire at nai-inspire. And Alexie, look at this, ang dami mong fans dito pala sa studio. You also mentioned in one of your preview interviews that prior to this competition, Alexie, you want to do it for your grandmother.
course,
Pakikwento. That's a very good story. When we were briefed kanina, sabi ko, nakakaantig ng puso because you, kumbaga, inalay mo to your win to your grandmother.
Yeah, actually, what most people don't know about me is I was raised by my grandparents. I never met both of my parents growing up, my mom nor my dad. And I'm a black kid, so I was a constant eye for discrimination growing up. I was raised in Leon, a small town back in the Iloilo. And I was the only person there na black girl nga. So usually I get bullied many times in my life, and my grandma was the only woman, the only person, at least I could say, that always been there, very constant. And regardless of gaano kami kahirap, those times na kahit tuyo na lang yung ulam, kahit like literally nothing at all. She would sacrifice herself, pretending that she had breakfast or lunch just so I could have something to eat. And then growing up, I had a talent in sports. I realized, I discovered that, not as how everyone discovered na parang, ang bilis ng tumakbo. It wasn't like the fun type of, knowing that you had a talent. It was because I got bullied many times in my life.
So
Kaya tumatakbo ka from your bullies.
Yeah.
Yun yung ang tinatawag nating literal, turning your pain into power. And not just an athlete, but a national athlete pa at track and field.
Yes, sa SEA Games. You competed sa SEA
At
Games.
hello, MVP from
Sa UAP.
National University, tama.
Galing
Kaya
naman.
kanina tinitingnan ka kasi ni Angela. Si Angela kasi mas nagagandahan, mas na-appreciate niya ang babae kaysa sa lalaki. It's true, di ba?
Totoo, alam niya.
So kanina, pagtingin niya sa'yo, di syempre naka-side view ka.
Sexy
Sabi ni
naman
Angela,
ito.
sexy naman. Sabi ko, girl,
Track
track and field. So mamaya, takbo ka na dun sa kabila mong show. Huwag mo kasing lakarin, takbuhin mo.
Hindi, yung lola niya kasi nga, di ba, she passed. So parang, for you, this is, I'm sure she's smiling on you right now. And talagang,
Very proud.
very proud. And happy.
What's her name?
We call her Lola Basing.
Lola Basing.
And I joined Miss Universe Philippines last year, and you know what? She was my source of inspiration growing up, regardless if it's sportsmanship, academics, or pageant. And you know, when I joined pageant last year, MUP, and then I was not able to get the Miss Universe crown, yet I was redirected for Miss Eco crown. And she was already sick by then. And then 3 months before 3 months after ng MUP, you know, I get a lot of comments online. Sometimes, you know, people are harsh and so on. And yet I was dealing with my grandma. She was bedridden and so on. And then tinanong
ko, Grandma, you know, what birthday gift do you want the next birthday mo? Hindi na siya sumasagot. And she was so weak. She couldn't even remember everyone sa bahay, kahit na araw-araw niyang kasama. Yet, when I arrived,
Ikaw
kahit
naalala
yung half
niya.
pala ng head ko, and she called me by my name right away. So, when I asked her, sabi ko, Lola,
That's love.
oo, sabi ko, Lola, follow mo ako sa Egypt. And it took her a while before responding. And I know at that point that that was a response for me, that maybe she could not make it. So of course, there's no amount of preparation that would prepare you for grief. You know, it's the internal separation that they're no longer there with you. But I guess it's still my source of inspiration. I know that somehow she's
That
still
keeps
there.
you going.
Yeah, she's still there. She's watching. That's why when I was competing for Miss Eco, it was her birthday was April 15. The competition was April 19.
19, yeah.
So usually, kasi every time I was competing, since athlete pa, every April, nananalo ako. But of course, I don't wanna put that in my head na baka kaya to. But this time, you know what, yung pag-aalayan ko ng winning, she's not there. So sabi ko, makakaya ko ba? And besides, this is not just local pageant. This is international. The whole country and the whole world's watching. Pero sabi ko, it does not matter who's watching.
Yes.
Because I only want to compete because I want to make my grandma proud and happy. I want to win the crown, not just for her birthday, but to show to people na, yun nga, kahit saan ka nga galing. If you have that one person.
Napakahusay nito. Gusto
ganda.
niya pa mas mapabilib kayo.
I want to know more.
Oo.
I want to know
Kasi
more.
ano siya eh, self-love advocate din siya. Can you tell us more about it? Paano ka napunta dun sa advocacy na yun?
So my advocacy is actually abanse babae. So in Tagalog, it's abanse. So it's literally, many times in my life I fell down. Many times I needed to walk slow, even crawl. But I have one woman who believed in me and told me go forward. She told me abanse. And ever since then, I keep telling myself and I keep telling women that regardless of what happened, that you go forward in life, that you go chase after a dream. And that's the advocacy behind that's the reason behind my advocacy, literally.
Wow, galing naman.
And you keep on going, Alexie.
Of course, no
You
matter
will-
what.
You will even, malayo na, pero malayo pa.
Yes.
Diba there's a term, parang avance, which is padayon.
Padayon.
Yes.
Tsaka I love your advocacy because it tells you to do something. It tells you to be something more than you are. No? Ang ganda. Alexie, where can we find you? Ano pang mga dapat namin abangan sa'yo?
You can check my social media and Facebook and Instagram. It's Alexie Brooks or Alexie Meika Imosu Brooks, especially on TikTok. And then, of course, next, I just won Miss Eco International Award or the crown. So I have focused this year of creating more about my advocacy and excited to work with the United Nations and a lot more for women empowerment and for the country. But thank you so much.
Alam mo, Alexie, alam ko pinapag-rap na kami, pinapamabilis, pero anong gusto mo do you see acting on the horizon? Anong nakikita mo sa career mo?
Actually, like, I was standing here earlier and I was watching all of you and I said, maybe I want this one day.
Yeah.
But I know this year I wanted to write the book.
Oh, wow!
Mga kapatid, Dimples Romana po, kumpletuhin ang inyong umaga ng mga kwentong puno ng inspirasyon. Salubungin po ang bawat araw ng may ngiti at pag-asa. Kaya't mag-subscribe na po at mag-follow na sa aming social media pages ng News 5.